The Minecraft movie is, without a doubt, super kid-friendly. Still, its story includes some elements that only adults can truly pick up on.
Who are you?
I am Steve.
Did you catch all the subtle details meant for grown-ups, or did they go right over your head?
Anything you can dream about here, you can make.
The film worked hard to honor the game it's based on and make fans happy, but its biggest tribute isn't about Minecraft itself, it's about one of the game's greatest content creators, Technoblade, who sadly passed away from cancer in June 2022. The tribute happens when Steve takes the other main characters to a village and they walk past several villagers until a pig wearing a crown crosses their path. The pig is a direct nod to the YouTuber, since Technoblade's Minecraft avatar looked like a pig man with a crown on his head. The moment becomes even more emotional when Henry asks if the pig is some kind of king, and Steve replies that he's actually a legend, just like Technoblade became in the Minecraft community. It's incredible to know that despite his tragic ending, Technoblade will never be forgotten, especially now that he's been immortalized in a major movie. Most longtime fans got super emotional watching this powerful moment. Pretty shocking, huh? But that's just the first of 10 things only adults noticed in the Minecraft movie. So go ahead and settle in. This is another Cinewave breakdown. Seriously, some scenes in the Minecraft movie are so dark it's kind of wild that they made it in. But they're done in a way where only older viewers really catch the absurdity of what's happening. The darkest example is when the witch Malgosia spots a young piglin drawing a beautiful picture and then just casually stabs them in the chest with a sword, turning them into a slab of meat. It's a super dark joke, because that's what happens when Minecraft mobs get killed in the game. In other words, that little piglin was straight up eliminated by Malgosia just for drawing. That same joke plays out again a little later, but this time with a villager. When the piglin army raids the village where Steve and the others are, total chaos breaks out, and it leads to casualties. One poor villager gets hit by an arrow right in the nose. That might have been funny if he hadn't evaporated right afterward. Yep, the guy was just minding his business, living his life, and boom, gone. And the worst part? He wasn't even the arrow's intended target. Another example is when Steve introduces his fried chicken shop to the characters who landed in the Minecraft world. You probably know what happens next. He breaks into the shop's theme song, and yeah, it's insanely catchy. But the creepy part happens just before that, when he activates a mechanism that drops lava onto a chicken. The animal's death isn't shown on screen, but Don's reaction makes it crystal clear that it wasn't pretty. Still, the upbeat song that follows instantly distracts the younger viewers. It's kind of wild to think that whether he meant to or not, Steve has probably taken out hundreds of animals during his time in that world, just like every Minecraft player, except the brave ones who play in full vegan mode and survive on plants alone. If your heart also breaks a little every time a chicken turns into cooked meat in Minecraft, drop a #chicken in the comments. The main characters in the movie come from the real world, so they're each dealing with their own personal struggles, stuff that kids aren't exactly going to relate to. If you're younger, you probably felt for Henry and how hard it is for him to fit in with other kids his age. But Garrett, played by Jason Momoa, is a whole different story. That's something only adults will truly understand. Garrett used to be a professional gamer in his teens, and he was super popular. But as the years went by, that fame started to fade. He couldn't handle it, and clung to the past, acting like he was still a big deal. But in the end, he's just a washed-up adult, full of nostalgia, who once had tons of potential. And sadly, a lot of adults have gone through this, getting stuck in the past instead of moving forward. That's why so many of them saw themselves in Garrett. But after going through a full character arc in the movie, Garrett learns to let go of the past, not by forgetting it, but by using it to build a new legacy. So it's a valuable message, not just for adults who find themselves in a similar spot, but also for kids who might face the same kind of challenge one day. The scene that explains why Malgosia, the film's villain, hates creativity hits hard for adults who've seen the harsher side of life. And unfortunately for some kids who've already gone through similar pain, being humiliated for chasing a dream. The flashback shows Malgosia as a young piglin who dreamed of becoming a professional dancer and entered a talent show. Yes, apparently they have those in the Nether. But the crowd booed her and made fun of her performance. Right after that, an older piglin, probably her father, pulled her aside and told her to give up her dreams and focus on finding gold instead. Some kids have already experienced this kind of embarrassment after performing at school, which is heartbreaking. But the part where Malgosia's dad says she should drop her dreams just to earn money definitely hit home more for the adults watching. Lots of people dreamed of becoming something creative when they were young, like dancers, actors, game developers, but gave up after realizing how hard or nearly impossible it would be to actually make a living from it. Becoming a lawyer or doctor is way more secure after all, and chasing even wilder dreams like becoming an astronaut or a Pokemon master? Okay, that last one's just straight up impossible. That's why Malegosia turned into a bitter villain who despises creativity, just like many adults who never followed their dreams and couldn't fully let go of them either. The idea of following your dreams is even stronger when it comes to Steve, and we get that vibe right from the start of the movie, because the story literally begins with him talking about his life. As a kid, he always wanted to be a miner and build things, but when he grew up, he ended up stuck in an office job, and it made him feel super unfulfilled. In a deleted scene, Steve even pitches a resort idea to his coworkers, and when we say pitch, we mean he literally sings a song about it. And yeah, everyone stares at him with the deadest faces until he's so embarrassed he just stops. If you think about it, Steve's experience is actually pretty similar to Malgosia's, but instead of turning bitter and hating creativity, he goes in the opposite direction and returns to the cave he once dreamed of entering as a little kid who wanted to be a miner. And as you definitely know if you've seen the movie, that cave is where he ends up inside the Minecraft world. In other words, Steve was tired of his adult life and used Minecraft to finally tap into his creativity. So much so that he built the resort he wanted to make in real life, but inside the game. Kids might not get this, but it totally mirrors what adult Minecraft fans do to escape reality for a while. The difference is Steve stayed there for years and refused to face real life, at least until he met the other main characters and realized you can still live creatively in the real world too. We've already talked about some seriously emotional scenes and deep messages, but there are also a few things that only adults pick up on simply because they reference older stuff that most kids today haven't even heard of. Like the moment when Dawn says Henry should carry the Orb of Dominance because he reminds her of Frodo, one of the main characters from The Lord of the Rings, a book series that became even more famous after the movies dropped in the early 2000s. Not only does Frodo kind of look like Henry, but he's also got the mission of protecting a magical ring. So yeah, the comparison fits. A lot of kids haven't even heard of this classic, while others only recognize the name. If you're younger, are you in one of those groups? Or are you the kind of person with great taste who's already watched the movies? And hey, if you do have great taste, the best thing you can do is hit that subscribe button, so you never miss our daily uploads. The movie also features some special cameos that most kids probably didn't catch, at least not until they watched a behind-the-scenes or Easter egg video like this one. Almost all of the cameos happen in the scene where Garrett is at an auction, since most of the people attending the event are actually played by Dan TDM, Mumbo, LD Shadow Lady, and Afmao, some of the biggest Minecraft YouTubers out there. But those are far from the only cameos in the movie. Later on, when Vice Principal Marlene goes on a date with a villager, a waiter shows up, and he's played by none other than Jens Bergenstein, the lead developer at Mojang, the game studio that created Minecraft. Steve's friendship with Dennis is really special, and it hits even harder for older folks who've come to truly appreciate what a real bond looks like, especially when it involves a dog. Throughout life, we meet a lot of people. Some stay, and some fade away over time. That's just how it goes. Some friends move, some grow apart, and sometimes you end up like Steve, with just a handful of people by your side. But one kind of friendship that often lasts forever is the one between a person and their pet, at least until the pet's short life comes to an end. And when that happens, we start valuing our dogs, cats, and other furry companions even more. Luckily, Dennis doesn't die at the end of the Minecraft movie, but there's a chance it could happen in the sequel. And if it does, prepare for a lot of grown men to cry like babies. We've left 2 awesome videos on your screen. Click on one of them to keep the fun going. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.